Welcome to part 1 of 5 for the series on the Active Directory project. The goal of this project is to start from nothing at all to a fully functional domain environment built on-prem. You do not want to miss out on this because this will allow you to learn how to install and configure Active Directory, Splunk, and Windows machines. For those who complete this project, this is definitely something you can talk about during your interviews. Just like the other project series that I've done in the past, I am sure there will be some errors popping up for some when tackling these labs. And if that does happen, I would love for you to build up your researching skills. And if you are still unable to find the answer, leave it in the comments section down below. For part 1 of the series, we will be focusing on creating our diagram and mapping out how we want to build out our lab logically, along with the hardware requirements. Now, unfortunately, if you are using an M1, M2, or M3 Mac, you would be required to set this up in the cloud, using a cloud provider such as Vultr or Azure, for example, since virtualization doesn't play nice. If you have a Windows machine, you can use VirtualBox to set up everything. That is what I'll use. The main reason why we want to build out our diagram is to help understand how data might flow and how the pieces are strung up together. During interviews, some would actually provide you with a whiteboard and ask you to create a diagram of a basic lab, and hopefully, by participating in this project, you will have more confidence in doing so. To create our diagram, I'll be using a site called draw.io, as it is free to use and quick to access. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that these diagrams do not need to be pretty. You just need to do it and build it out. Later down the road, you can make it look pretty, especially if you're presenting this to a client. But if it is just a lab environment, I'd rather you focus on actually doing it versus spending hours on making it look visually appealing. As for the hardware requirements, ideally, if you have a computer with at least 16 gigs of RAM and 250 gigs of disk space, you should be fine. Anything under, you might experience some random issues and your machines might be extremely slow, so we'll need to adjust for that. Over to draw.io, we want to search for a server icon by clicking on the search shapes, which we can find right here on the top left corner. What we can do is type in server and hit enter, and then you can choose whichever icon you want. I will select the traditional server over here and drag it, and I'll be using 2 servers. So one is going to be for our Splunk and another is for our Active Directory. So I'll just go ahead and right click and hit duplicate. And now we got 2 servers. Now let's search for computer. I'll go ahead and replace server with computer and hit enter. And I think this one looks to be okay. So I'll grab that and drag it over. And I'll right click and duplicate again. Now we have 2 computers. One is going to be our target machine, which is a Windows 10 machine. And then the other is going to be our attacker machine. And I'll color the attacker machine as red. And we can do that on the top right corner by selecting the red color. So I'll go ahead and do that. And now our attacker machine is red. This way we know exactly what we're looking at, as now we can actually differentiate between the target machine and the attacker machine. The last couple icons that I want to use is going to be a switch and a router, as well as a cloud to indicate for the internet. So let's go ahead and search for switch. I'll click on more results to see what other icons exist. And I do see this one here, L2 switch. This one looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And we'll search for router. And this one looks to be pretty good. Drag this one up. And the last one is going to be a cloud. So I'll just type in cloud and we can just select the first one. Perfect. Now that we have our icons, we want to start connecting them together. And to do that, we can highlight over them and then you will see an arrow up, left, down, right. What we can do is click on the arrow and then we can just drag it onto another icon. In this case, I'm connecting it to the switch. I'll move the computer just a bit, that way we have a little bit more space. And I don't like the connection here, so instead I'm going to connect it like that. Let's do the same for the attacking machine, connect it over to the switch. And you might notice that some of the lines are not straight. See that there's a little curve there. What we can do is just drag it up until it's straight, just like that. I'll go ahead and move the servers over. Let's put them on top of each other. And then I'll drag it and connect it to the switch. Now we do the router, switch to router, and then router to the internet. Beautiful. Now there are some couple options that you can do located over on the right-hand side. Now, if you take a look at our connectors, for example, this one right here, you might notice that there's a little curve. And if you don't like that, we can actually change the way it looks by clicking on this drop-down icon. So once I click on it, there's an option for a straight line. I'll go ahead and select that. And now you might notice that the line is now straight. And then we can just move it like this. And it doesn't have any of that curving action as we see on the servers. In my opinion, I like it like this. It looks a lot more cleaner. So I'll leave it as straight. Now that we have everything connected, I am just going to format it just a little bit. That way it looks a little bit nicer. And I am going to add in our network information. So we can just double click anywhere on the screen and select text. And I'll type in the domain. So the domain that we're going to create, I'm going to call it as MyDFIR. As for the network, I'll be using a 192.168.10.0/24. And our Splunk server is going to have an IP of 192.168.10.10. And our Active Directory server is going to have an IP of 192.168.10.7. And lastly, our attacker machine is going to have an IP of 192.168.10.250. And just like that, we have all of our networking information right here. Next, let's add some data onto our icons. So I'll just go ahead and double click an icon, and then this server will be our Splunk server. So I'll type in Splunk server with the IP of 192.168.10.10. The second server, I will say Active Directory. It will have an IP of 192.168.10.7. It will also have a Splunk universal forwarder, as this will allow us to send data over to our Splunk server. We will also have sysmon installed. That way it can collect telemetry on the server and again, send it over to Splunk. The next is our target machine. This is going to be a Windows 10 machine, and the IP, this is just going to be a DHCP assigned IP. It will have a Splunk universal forwarder as well, and sysmon. As for our attacker machine, this is going to be Kali Linux with an IP of 192.168.10.250. And I think that's pretty good. So this is actually kind of bugging me, so I'm just gonna straighten this out. There you go, perfect. I am going to draw another line over to our Splunk server to indicate that it is forwarding data over to our Splunk server. I am going to change this line to a dotted line by clicking on this dropdown right here. Once we click on the dropdown, we'll see a dotted line at the very bottom. That's the one I'm going to be using. And I will also remove the arrow as well. So I'll select none, and I will select straight. Perfect. And might as well color it in green. Let's do the same for our Active Directory server since we are sending data over to Splunk. So I'll go ahead and connect our line there, change it to a dotted line, change this to straight, even though it's already straight, and remove the arrow and color it green. So this dotted line will indicate our forwarding of logs over to Splunk. We aren't going to forward anything from Kali over to Splunk, so we don't need to connect anything from there. If we did have a firewall, we could be sending data over to Splunk via syslog on port 514, but we don't have a firewall, so we'll just leave it as that. One last thing I forgot about was the target machine. I am also going to be installing Atomic Red Team as well. Just a nice little recap here. We will be using sysmon to help with telemetry, and this will be installed on both Active Directory and our target machine. These will also have Splunk Universal Forwarder installed to send data back to Splunk. Lastly, our target machine will have Atomic Red Team just in case we want to generate some interesting data down the road. Now, all of the setup and installation of these tools will be in part 3 of the series. With our diagram, we should now have a better understanding of how our lab is connected. Now, of course, you can take it to the next level and add on a IDS, so an intrusion detection system, an EDR, endpoint detection and response, or a firewall. to make your lab a little bit more advanced. And in fact, this is one of the things that we do in my course, which should be released within a couple months. And if you are interested, I'll leave a link down below. Hopefully, by following along, you now understand that creating a diagram is actually quite fun and pretty easy to do. Remember, it doesn't need to be pretty, but we just need to do it. And of course, have it documented somewhere. Now that we have our diagram ready to go, we will be referencing this going forward. And in this project series, I will be using a total of 2 servers, one for Splunk and one for Active Directory, 2 computers, 1 target machine, and 1 attacker machine. This will all be installed using VirtualBox. In part 2, we will be going over how to install all of our components so we can get ready for the exciting stuff later on. That is it for the video, and I hope you are as excited as I am to work together on another project. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.